Yeah, we had some very interesting inflation data this morning, and quite honestly, a lot of quietness in terms of any other news coming out in the market here. We have just seen some kind of indiscriminate selling here, a little bit of a pullback in the market. Why? Investors just looking at the market and saying maybe assets are a little bit too elevated in the short term here. Want to take some profits off of the table a little bit as we get into PPI tomorrow, but to me, this really isn't anything to be significantly worried about here in the short term, just based off of the overall economic data that we've seen. Now, there is something that we do have to be a little bit worried about here, that we are going to talk about in a second, but crypto is looking really solid right here, guys, even with the overall market moving to the downside. I mean, Ethereum is looking really solid here. We're going to talk about this. Bitcoin, actually, I want this on the other chart here so you can see the zone. Bitcoin is looking really solid here as well, kind of chopping around and looking like it wants to push to the upside of this zone here. Again, Bmnr, we're going to talk about this one too, looking like it wants to get back above that 200 EMA there, which could be very interesting. But yeah, team, where's eBay? eBay's starting to fade here a little bit. Again, like I was saying to everybody in the pre-market plan to the LTMP group this morning, on these CPI days, what most people are going to do is they're going to look at the data and the initial reaction, which in this case it was up, and say, oh my god, this is what the market's just going to keep doing this all day long and it's just going to rip. What the smart thing to do, which is exactly what I told you guys, was that we weren't really going to be looking at anything today. We were going to be seeing if we could get some continuation in some of the names that we were looking at for this week. But in general, all we're doing is sitting back, relaxing, and waiting to see how the reaction to this data actually is. Because a lot of the time, the reaction that we see is pretty irrational, and it doesn't end up sticking. Now, if this is going to be a continued sell-off, which there's a reason for why it could be, which we're going to talk about in a little bit here, we need to make sure that that is confirmed. Again, after these big pieces of data, when there are big shocks added to the market, that is not the time to be taking action. So, ladies and gentlemen, it is that time of day again. Say good morning to somebody in the live chat. If you guys would like to say good morning to me, would love to receive some good mornings over here. If you guys are new to the group, new to the stream, new to the channel, let me know. I would love to welcome you guys in here. And as always, ladies and gentlemen, make sure you guys are hitting that like button on the way in. Costs you absolutely nothing to do it, but it helps me out a whole lot in spreading this information out to these streams out to as many people who actually want to learn. If you're not subscribed yet, make sure you guys are, but I think most of you guys are subscribed. In order for you guys to say anything in the live chat here, you do have to be subscribed, but let's do our good mornings. Let's see who's in here, and then let's start breaking everything down for everybody, and then we'll be done, you know? So, I mean, Novo, guys, is starting to kind of set up under the 200 EMA here, too. So the interesting thing about Novo now, everybody, is we are starting to get upgrades. This is something that I was talking about in the private stream this morning with LTMP, where I was like, well, we knew that this thing was going to continuously get downgrade for, quite honestly, no reason, because the situation that we were forecasting for Novo is not changed at all going from 2025 to 2026 or the last couple of months until now. It's the same exact thing. It's just the market in total is now starting to realize this. But the shift in seeing like a lot of these analysts saying, oh, shifting from underperform to neutral, or underperform to outperform, or from neutral to outperform with these elevated price targets here for Novo is definitely positive. Now, I believe also Lilly, it's not that they pushed out the date, but it looks like they're going to be receiving that potential approval for their oral GLP-1 later in Q2 and not in March, like a lot of people were expecting before. So Novo Nordisk has like a full quarter head start. And they've started this week with oral Wegovy here, which could be absolutely nuts. So let's see who we have in here this morning, ladies and gentlemen. Let's do our roll calls. Let's see. We've got Jerry, G-Moose, Joshua, Brad. We've got Affirmation. We've got Yuki. We got a lot more of you guys in here that haven't said anything yet. Maybe it's a lot of people that aren't subscribed. Subscribe. Make sure that you guys... that was so funny yesterday. He was like, why? I can't talk in the live chat. And it's like, dude, you've been watching the channel forever. Why can't you talk? But let's start going through a little bit of this data here. Again, also, amazing start to the year for all of you guys in LTMP here as well. There's been so many epic moves. I mean, Google today. I mean, Romeo, congratulations. Again, that breakout there that we were outlining with this move above 321 here. 400% on that one. Again, when we come over and take a look at some of the other ones. I mean, which was it? PL was another epic one over here. 300%. Congratulations, Dab. Then you have Boeing over here on this move to the upside that we were talking about last week. 316%. Guys, I keep trying to show you guys this stuff and like why the LTMP group is so much different than like any other group that like you guys have seen out there in the internet before. It like nobody is able to showcase this level of gains all the time. It's like who else is able to have every single trade that they outline have the potential to run multi-hundreds, if not multi-thousands of percent? Like most people are like, oh yeah, look, we made 20% on a trade, 50% on a trade. We literally don't even care until it's up over 100%. We do not care. Issues with the YouTube chat lately. Subscribed and it doesn't let you write. That's weird. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I wonder what the setting is on that. If I have a setting checked. I don't think I do. No. I think it's just a YouTube issue. So, yeah, guys, let's see. We have slackers on the... Oh, we got a lot of slackers on the like button. But, yeah, so for those of you guys that are still interested in hopping in there with us, I'll throw the link in the live chat here. It is pinned to the top, but make sure that you use code January when you're hopping in to get your first month for literally only $1 a day. And you're able to hop in there with us. I'm still holding D Pro here. This is actually starting to set up here again. At these elevated levels. I'd like for it to tighten up a little. I mean, obviously, I'd like for it to just rip up to that first kind of area there, 1128, but we'll see. I mean, what's the market doing here? Yeah, kind of bottomed out now. But let's think about what we have with CPI here. So, headline came in right at expectations, and you had core coming in just below market expectations for CPI. So that's why the market started to move up. Oh, there you go, Eddie. So that's why the market started to move up significantly right at the open, or right as that data was released. Then it chopped around a little bit, and then we got that sell-off. Really nothing in terms of Roblox moving. Hold on. Yeah, it's not. So we're not gonna be looking at that. There's really not a whole lot in terms of the news here. Trump inflation report provides Fed Chair Powell a chance to go raise. Oh my God. I think it's just overall uncertainty. Again, there is the potential, I believe, for that Supreme Court ruling relating to tariffs, or some more insight into what the Supreme Court is thinking about the tariffs coming in tomorrow. But generally, we don't really have a whole lot of news happening. But what we do have here is something interesting that we have to know, and I saw this morning. USD JPY is starting to go vertical again, and this is not good. This is something that we've talked about a lot of times in the past, and it's something that we all need to continuously pay attention to, because if the Bank of Japan starts to take more action, they start to intervene to strengthen the yen versus the dollar here, you will see some deleveraging across global equity markets, which is going to affect the US markets here. Now, in the short term, when you see USD JPY go up like this, it's the yen weakening, which could mean that there's a higher demand for the loans of yen here, that they then go out and take the yen that they have received as a loan, sell it on the open market, convert it to dollars, which is a short on the yen, which is why you'd be short yen, long dollar, which then pushes USD JPY up, and then using those dollars to then go and buy assets, whether that be crypto, whether that be U.S. equities, or U.S. treasuries. So in the very short term here, that could provide a little bit of a boost, which we've kind of started to see over the last few days here. But as it starts to get incredibly aggressive, with this move up, the risk that the Bank of Japan starts to intervene becomes more and more and more and more. Now, I don't think they're going to intervene until we get all the way back up above like 160 to 162. But that is a risk going into the next couple of months if you do not see the yen start to strengthen a little bit. Because remember what I was saying, we want to see USD JPY flatline in here. That would be good for markets. And that's kind of when we started to see the market kind of starting to get that little move to the upside here, where USD JPY wasn't really moving a whole lot. Now, again, it's obviously not the only factor that we need to be accounting for, but it is an important factor. But this is looking little risky over here. Then we take a look at, again, Ethereum, Bitcoin. Ethereum is actually looking pretty solid here. Like I've been saying, it's like the crypto market right now is still in no man's land, but you can lean net bullish on it. It doesn't mean that we should be doing anything in the short term. Obviously, I've been a broken record about this. Like, Ethereum needs to reclaim its 200 EMA here on the daily time frame, and then Bitcoin needs to get back above, hold on, let me get it on a different chart. I hate that it doesn't default to Coinbase. Bitcoin needs to get back above this prior all-time high zone here with some steam. If it can do that, then you kind of have that 200 EMA there. You can flip kind of short, medium-term bullish on Bitcoin and hunt for some really solid setups. And I've already given the LTMP group the initial round of really solid setups in the crypto market. Let's see, GFS. So we'll see what happens there. Also, the Tom Lee stuff, guys, if Tom Lee is literally out there, like, slinging options on Ethereum, selling puts, financing calls with those sold puts, forcing the double buy out of the market makers, staking the Ethereum, then gets the authorized share count up by 100x, buys more Ethereum, forces the market makers to buy even more, stakes more Ethereum. I mean, he could just be going absolutely crazy. GFS does look really good here, though. That's a good one. That would be absolutely nuts. Now, it's not confirmed, obviously. That's why I was saying in the video yesterday, it's like, if he's actually doing this, it would be absolutely wild if that was happening. So, we'll see. I think there's going to be some really fun trades in the crypto market coming in the near future. ABAT not really doing anything. BA is looking. Guys, congratulations to all of you guys in LTMP, man. I mean, that one's looking nuts. I want to check back in on eBay, see how that one's just doing. It's fine. I mean, that was off to a better start today, but that one still looks good. What are yields doing today after nothing? I mean, it's very slow today. This is exactly what we expected. I mean, the market's down 1/3% here, but generally there was like nothing. There was really nothing that we were looking at. What the? Oh, right here. So yeah, very slow day. I don't really think there's not going to be much for us to do. We're just going to be hanging around watching the market. If you guys have any tickers that you want to look for, questions about anything, the market, any individual names, trading, anything, just let me know. That's what I'm here for. It's been a fun start to the year. It's been a very fun start to the year. We just need a little bit more follow through on something. Roblox could actually... Nah, earnings is too close. That GFS is interesting. Yeah, I know. We talked about this yesterday. Where is it? Yeah, there it goes. We talked about this yesterday, above here, I think. Or it was above here. It was one of these levels. It was either 40.12 or it was 40.71. There it goes. That's ripping right now. Yeah, Randy, that one's going. We definitely talked about this one over the last couple days. That one looks nasty. It's ripping right now. There you go. Yeah, I guess YouTube's having some weird issues with the live chat stuff. I don't know. It's not me. It's definitely not me doing it. It's slow and I'm kind of bored. Like, these are the days in the market, guys, where it's just like, I really don't look at anything. I just sit here, I go, yeah, whatever, and then I just leave. And because there's nothing to do. Actually, I'll give you guys some freebies here. Ready? You want to know what looks really good? Is this still looking good? Yeah, RGTI looks nasty here. So does IONQ. I like RGTI better here, but they both look really good. I like both of these here. These bases, I really like this. RGTI and IONQ are probably what I hunt next. On bull, where is it? Is that thing nuke like we were talking about? Yep, there it goes. Yeah, it's just coming down into this range here again, the double bottom. That's fine. Let it do its thing. Wants to chop around at these lower levels, that's fine. Let it go. Johnson, credit card cap should be investigated. Sean Powell does not do a very good job. You will talk about the economy in Detroit. Powell is either incompetent or crooked. Dude, what are we doing? I just like the way that these like, I don't know, man. It's just so stupid. Like, again, could Powell make the argument to cut rates more? Yeah, he probably could. But it's very difficult to craft that argument the way the data's been. Not now. Now it's fine. Now we can start cutting, but you can't come out and have a mandate that says we need to get long-run inflation to 2% and then be like, oh, we're going to aggressively cut interest rates and bring them back to near zero. It's like, it's almost like the Trump administration is thinking that it's possible for us to go back to like COVID level interest rates, in which it's not, unless you want to run the system so hot again and literally just cripple the bottom 35% of the entire population here. Then we can't do that. Like, prices will get so out of hand, asset holders will win and everybody else gets screwed. Is that really what we want? No. Markets are doing fine. It's getting so old. Yeah, no, it's stupid. Elf. That looks I really like this, actually. I actually really like this. Yeah, Ulta looks good here, too. You think Trump's completely okay with that? I mean, he might be, and that's fine. It just like doesn't actually make any sense. Like the whole like subpoenaing Powell thing was just dumb. I'm like, what are we doing? Why are we doing this? You think that's gonna change anything with rates? No, you're just being an idiot. Elf is moving. It's kind of moving. It's getting close. I really like this. You could actually get some February contracts, cover earnings, make it free, have a free position for earnings, which could be very fun on something like Elf. Yeah, that RGTI and IONQ look really good. I like both of those a lot. Yield's not doing anything. Where's the dollar? I think dollar's up. Gold, I think, started moving down. No, gold's still up 0.5%. Is silver still ripping? Oh my lord. What about palladium? Palladium still looks good there too. Yeah, Elf looks fun. But does it serve Trump? In his mind, here's what it probably does. It's an optics game. It's saying, oh, if I fight to get interest rates lower, the masses are going to think that I'm on their side, trying to make financial conditions easier for them. Even though that's like not necessarily how it works. It kind of does, but not really. That's like sort of how it works, but not really. Like, in order for that to actually happen, you would actually need things to get a lot worse before that type of argument would make sense. You know? CPER chart is kind of crazy. No. No, I don't like that. It's just like trying to play optics. I do like this. I do really like Elf here. That looks fun again. Because remember the initial break at 82.30 that I gave you guys? That was nasty. So now it's setting up again. And this is, okay. So remember how I keep talking with you guys about how these basin breaks after earnings gap downs they take a lot of time to move? This is just yet another example of like the big gap down, the period of consolidation that you see at the lows. It shifts out and then flatlines. So that's why a lot of these make a lot more sense with shares than they do options, because you're playing the time game when you don't have to, you know? If we knew what loans Trump and his family have, maybe we could see if there are other reasons he wants rates lower. I mean, honestly, I don't think it really matters, because I think the grifting and the crypto stuff, it's like they're making so much money anyway, I think. I don't know if that's true, but like, would they really care? Capping credit card interest rates. Most companies will restrict credit. Well, that's why I made the video yesterday on Instagram and TikTok about that. I was like, okay, so the policy is pretty dumb, but it's not dumb in the way most people think. Like, the policy itself isn't dumb. It's like, it's like there's a fire going on, and then somebody says we're gonna use like a squirt bottle to like put it out, and then you have two people like debating. That's like, no, that's stupid. You should use a hose. You should do this. It's not gonna work, or things like that. And you're like, what? But there's a fire going on. That's not the problem. It's not the best analogy there. But basically, the reason why this whole thing is really stupid is because the only thing what they're doing is just yet another example of how both sides of the political aisle will aim to enact policy that at face value sounds good, but does absolutely nothing to address the underlying issues. That's what they do. That's literally what they do constantly. Because what is the underlying issue? Things are too expensive. People are in a really bad financial situation, so they have to go into debt in order to buy their credit card debt in order to get their day-to-day necessities. That's the problem. Does capping the interest rate do that? No. It doesn't help anybody at all. Because either way, they're going to go to some source in order to get the credit. Like you're saying, it's like, well, credit card companies would just not offer credit to them. And it's like, well, that's true. But either way, it's not addressing the problem. Like, do you think if I ran up a bunch of charges on my credit card and credit cards that like had a 500% APR, do you think I would care? No, I wouldn't. So it's not actually the actual APRs on the credit cards aren't actually the problem. The problem is the overall economic conditions and the lack of just like economic firepower that most people have in society today. The interest rate cap on credit cards is just like, okay, whatever. It's just a soundbite. That's all it is. It's just another policy that just doesn't do anything. I mean, again, if it gets enacted, I mean, you could see the credit card companies and the financial institutions take a hit. You could see Sofi and their personal loan business do well. Again, there's other things that can happen, but he also can't do that unilaterally. Like we were talking about yesterday, Trump can't just say, oh, cap on credit cards. But what he can do is pressure the financial institutions and credit card companies to say, you better do this, or else we're going to actually, like, I'm going to do things that are in my power to make your life more miserable. So they would do it just to not make him angry, which isn't really the best way to be running stuff. But who knows? It's not, I don't really think that's a big deal at the end of the day. D-Pro trying to work its way back up. ABAT trying to work its way back up. Elf looking decent. Where's crypto? Are we seeing Ethereum start to move here a little more? Yeah, a little bit. If you get a couple more days here, this could easily snap right back up to the 200 here and start looking really good. Didn't LBJ try to force a cap on interest rates? I don't know, actually. Is Google still up there? Oh, Quad, you put? I'd actually be interested in that. Yeah, I mean, over yesterday's high, you can make the argument. I do really like this, though. I mean, 20 is good. 1980 is also good, too. I like both those levels on Quad U. A lot more people will use more credit. When interest goes back up, people will take out loans to pay it off. Not necessarily, because the credit card companies just won't approve you for the credit card in the first place. They'll just say no. They'll say, based on your credit history, we are not offering you. It doesn't make sense for them to take the risk to say, we're going to allow, which kind of doesn't make sense. If you have somebody that has like a bad credit history, like maybe that is the result of like really high interest payments. So then you're like more high interest payments. And it's like, okay. Yeah, Quad U is moving. Shares on that make more sense, I think. Just looking at the chain briefly, like even here, like this level. Oh yeah, this is very clearly a better shares trade, if anything. You can trade the options if you want to, but this is clearly a better shares trade. Market's starting to push back up. D-Pro trying to wick. That's good. Yeah, Quad U looks like it could do it. That's another one that we've been hunting. That one, RGTI and IONQ, look very good. So, again, guys, remember, like, for those of you guys that aren't in there with us, these are not for you guys to go out and willy-nilly start just buying. There's a very, very simple and repeatable approach that we have to the market, but you have to understand that process. So, again, it is, like, so cheap for you guys to get in there with us. Whoa! Real Estate Rescue Podcast. Thanks for the super chat, man. ABAT basing? I wouldn't say it's basing. It looks good. It just had a little bit of a pullback here. Looking like it wants to go up. It either hits the stop or it rips. You know? I wouldn't quite say it's basing. Thanks for the super, man. I appreciate it. D-Pro back to flat on the day. That's good. Quad U is very close to yesterday's high there. That's kind of the initial entry point if you want it. Oh, it hit it. It just didn't break through. Oh, butterfly getting going. Oh, hold on, folks. Oh, yeah, that's another good one. So that entry point was what? 398? I gave you guys this week? 398? I think it was. What was it? B-Fly. Where was that from? Oh, that was from like last week. Yeah, I think it was 398. That was a good one. Holy BA got out of your early contracts at 400%, and now you have more at 340%. Jackie, congratulations. That's a great one. Yeah, guys, again, I say this, I've said this before, I've said it again. You're not going to see gains like this anywhere else, especially as consistently as I'm giving these out to everybody. So, again, there's the link to join LTMP there. Use code January. You get your first month for literally $1 a day. Your average is $3.97? Yeah, that makes sense. So, again, I don't know why everybody in the market doesn't operate the way we do, especially after seeing time and time again that this is the way that everybody should be doing things. I don't know. Do you need to see 10 more multi-100 and multi-1,000% trades before you're convinced? I'm just going to keep doing it for everybody. It's not that hard. There goes Ethereum a little bit. Is Bmnr approaching that 200? Yeah. Bmnr looks good here. I would actually, if we didn't have the 200 EMA here on Bmnr, I'd be long. $64% on B. What's B? You should trade this little breakout here. Nice. Barrick mining. Nice. There you go. Yeah. Elf looks really good here too. D-Pro, I'd love. I mean, I'm in this thing way lower in the 8 somewhere. I'd love to see this thing get to 1130. But yeah, I don't like where the 200 is there. I mean, I could sling it if I really wanted to and just take like a small trade, like see if I could get Bmnr for like 42. That'd be fun. That would actually be kind of fun. I wonder what the chain looks like on Bmnr. I mean, we've had a very fun start to the year. Should we take a shot at something? I don't hate it. I like the crypto setups here. I really do. How bad is this option chain? It's actually not that bad. Like, I actually don't hate that. But yeah, Real Estate Rescue Bot, thanks for the super, man. Again, we're monetized on YouTube, finally. Like, guys, I feel like a lot of you guys may not realize this. YouTube back in this summer demonetized me for, like, do you know what my big crime was? Instagram banned me, too. I had, like, 50,000 followers on Instagram. And they banned me because I was literally calling out trades. I was like, this is the trade, and I'm still doing it. I'm like, here it is. I'm not going to stop doing it, obviously, because they think it's unrealistic, even though I'm showing you exactly what could happen beforehand. But here's what happened. There was a period of time for like 3 months last year where I handed out like, what, I don't know, 35 to 40,000% plus trades, or like 10x plus trades, which again, you need one of those to make your entire year, and there was 35 of them. And again, the goal this year is 100 plus throughout the entire year. We've already had a couple. Evil Lizard, yeah. Like, so then I would call out outline the trade ideas and be like, all right, if it breaks here, this is the entry point, these are the take profits, this is how it would look if it were to follow through. Then the trades would all play out, and they would rip like, oh look, 3,500% D-Nut, or 1,000% American Eagle, or MSOS running, or Neo running, or all of those. And then they started flagging me. And I was like, hold on, you're telling me that you have all of these lifestyle marketing idiots out here just showing you like fake rented cars, doing all that nonsense, not showing any level of intelligence or expertise, and that's okay, but me actually showing it and saying, look, this is like calling moves out before they happen, which I do for you guys a lot here too. That's not allowed? Are you kidding me? So then recently I just said, I wonder what would happen if I just tried like reapply, and they just like monetized me back right away. And I was like, all right, cool. So Instagram, though, I was not able to get that account back. And then my new account is kind of throttled too. Like, they don't let me like share. It's weird. Like, I don't know what it is. ETH looks good. It's just these freaking 200 EMAs, man. I don't like them. D-Pro's still looking fine here. Again, I wanted to see today. It got very close. I wanted to see it get above yesterday's high, because you had an absolutely wild candle yesterday on this thing. Like, it just was moving all over the place. But yeah, that link is floating around in the live chat for you guys to hop in and join us in there. It's pinned to the top. Use code January. You get your first month for $1 a day. It's a no-brainer at this point for all of you to just come in, at least try it out and learn. Like, this is the best way to be operating in the market. You should at least understand how it works. It's like, once you see it, like, the main piece of feedback that I always get, guys, is like, wait, it's that easy? I was like, yeah, why do you think I do this? Like, it doesn't take any time. It's very simple. Like, you don't have to be like some sort of super genius. No, it's not hard. This is the way that the most successful traders and investors have always made money over time. It's always worked. It will not stop working. Everybody's like, wow, I wish I was doing this the entire time. I'm like, yeah, I know. That's why I sit here and tell you guys that stuff all the time. ETH looks fun. What's Bmnr doing? I mean, that thing just looks like it wants to rip. It looks very similar to Coin. See? Coin looks fun here too. If I were to actually like, helps to no one, an Evil Lizard? Yeah. Thanks, STV. Romeo. Yeah, dude, you've been crushing it. There's so many of you guys, and that's one of my favorite things, like, because I know a lot of you guys have struggled for many years in the market, and you're like, I just need that one thing that just works. And I'm like, here it is. There you go. And seeing all of you guys come in, and it doesn't take you guys very long at all to see just how powerful this stuff is. Like, my favorite thing is when people come in and then that week they're like, look, SCV, I watched the videos, I understood what you were saying, and I made 300% on this trade. And I'm like, yep, there you go. Perfect. Super genius? I am not a super genius. Deep Pro moving. I like coin. Like, coin here does look fun if you want to play a flip back to the 200. I just... you need crypto to move nicely. You need the market to kind of... again, a lot of those, like, option trades, they need... what do you call it? Less time. Let's see. eBay, 50%. That's not bad. Like, if Bmnr can flip the 200 here and start ripping, like, if ETH and Bitcoin get some candles, which, I mean, I will say, it looks like they could. Like, right here, guys, like, Ethereum and Bitcoin right now, it does look like this is, yeah, see, Bitcoin's really getting going here, guys. This is big time for crypto here. This is looking good. This is, remember what I was saying to you guys back down in here when I was making the videos, like all the Bmnr videos and the Tom Lee stuff, when we talk about the crypto market, I was like, well, you're kind of setting up in here. It doesn't look that good coming to the bottom side of this zone, but the silver lining is that you're wicking it. The buyers are really holding this area here right around 90,000, and if that continues, you easily could see that fish hook move back to the upside, pushing us through this 94,900 area, right around 95,000, and potentially getting us through. That's the important part here, because if Bitcoin can do that and Ethereum can get back above its 200, which then hopefully Bitcoin is back above its, you can flip medium-term bullish on Bitcoin, which again, every single smart money market participant right now is looking at the exact same thing on Bitcoin. You have these people in my comment section being like, oh, you're saying it could go up, it could go down, thanks. It's like, okay, that's what the chart says. I'm just relaying, I'm translating what the chart says in a very simple and easy to understand way for all of you. That's sometimes what it says. It says no man's land, which is exactly what crypto has been in over the last few weeks here. No man's land. Until you're able to get clearly above this level here, you are still in no man's land. If it shifts back above, you've got a little bit of upside to the 200 here and then some more potential volatility where you could get a retest, but you're overall in a much better spot than you are baiting these levels down in here at the upper 80,000s, because if the market shows any signs of weakness, you could just get a kill candle down to the mid 70s and everybody gets liquidated. Cup and handle on Bitcoin? Yeah. You love the simp comments? They're funny. I've been getting a lot more. That easy, and once you see it, you can't unsee it. Yeah, John, that's the other thing that everybody loves to say. That's what we say a lot about LTMP here. Once you see it, you can't unsee it. You're going to be like, wait, why wasn't I doing this the entire time in the market? And I'm like, I don't know. I tell you guys all the time, every trade idea that you imagine, okay, imagine this. Every single time that you take a trade, guys, every time, like every time, it has the potential to run multi-hundreds, if not multi-thousands of %. How much better do you think your trading would be? Johnny, you're good. The Neo ones reminded you of AMC? Oh, yeah, those are tough. Those are tough to listen to. But yeah, Bitcoin's looking great there. Where's ETH? Oops. Ah, it's looking good. Where's Bmnr? Yeah, I'm just kind of waiting for that snap. ABAT's trying to move up a little bit there. Would I consider MSTR? I mean, yes and no. I mean, if crypto gets going, I mean, MSTR has got a lot of short interest on it, I bet, right now. That's a nice basin break, too. You just kind of got earnings coming up. You got to be a little careful with that. I have so much to do today. Oh, my God. I was just thinking about it. I was like, geez, I have so much to do. Like the stream. Oh, yeah, guys. Make sure you guys are hitting that like button on the way in. We got a lot of slackers on the stream here today. We have a 200 like goal on the stream. Let's see if you guys can hit it. Like, we should be at least able to get to 100 with you guys on the streams here. And again, I'm going to do these streams for you guys every single day, Monday through Thursday. Friday is public live day, so I'm live at 9:15 with all of you. So, all right. Let's see. Yeah, make sure you're taking advantage of that LTMP deal, $1 a day for your first month. That deal is not going to be around for that much longer. And prices are going to be going up, but if you guys lock in the lower rate here, if you join, the price never goes up on you once you're in the group. BlackRock, inflation is no longer the Fed's main worry. Who told you that back in the summer? Who was telling you guys that back in the summer? Let's see. BlackRock's Rick Reeder. Oh no. I think this is who Trump was interviewing for Fed chair. He says steady CPI data show inflation is, quote, yesterday's problem, while labor market weakness are now the Fed's bigger concern. Who told, oh my God, who was saying this, since, I don't know, May? What's the line? The Fed has said to us, has outlined to us that they are okay with inflation running a little bit above target in the near term as long as growth is not sacrificed. So they're going to be paying a lot more attention and closer attention to the labor market. You know? He notes recent strong economic growth has not translated into job gains, a trend the Fed is likely watching closely. Whoa. No way. No way. Real Estate Rescue Podcast with another super chat. Thank you, buddy. I appreciate that. Love your streams. Thank you, man. I appreciate it. Thank you, man. Let's see. I forgot that we could do super chats on the streams. I didn't even know. Because, usually I would have to turn a setting back on. And I don't think I did. So, Real Estate Rescue Podcast, you have confirmed to us that super chats are on. Thanks, man. We're going to give that one a heart. Let's see. Yeah, very slow. I mean, I like how RGTI and IONQ look. Those are both looking interesting to me. Yeah, moving back up. RGTI looks really nasty here, guys. ONDS, let's see. No, it's a little extended and too wonky up there. I don't want that right now. Tom, give us the mother of gamma squeezes. I mean, guys, it's the thing about it is that, okay, two things. One, he may not be doing it. That's the thing. We don't know for sure. That's why I was saying in the video yesterday. I was like, if this is true, here's what it means. RZLV, I'll take a look at that real quick. I think we looked at this yesterday. It looks okay. It needs to flatline here a little bit. And I don't think he's really going to be deploying enough capital to actually force a big gamma squeeze. He might be. I don't know. But I don't know. They were saying he was building a big, deep in the money call position. And it's I was looking for some sources on it. It's going to be tough to find. I think Tom Lee is usually pretty good about interacting with the retail base. So I think if enough people start asking him about it, he will address it. And if that's the case, I'd like to see a detailed explanation of what he did. Because if you can see what Tom Lee actually did, which I don't think anything over the counter would show up anywhere, which is probably what those transactions would be, we'd have to know what he's doing. We'd have to say, all right, did he sell the puts? What did he collect from that? What amount of money did he use to buy the calls? What strikes were they? Because it also depends. We should talk about this here. Again, this is a big if he's doing this. If he's buying at the money or slightly out of the money calls, he's trying to force a gamma squeeze. If he's buying in the money calls, what he's doing is he's using a portion of his capital or using the premium collected from the sold puts to effectively, if he's able to get this big share count authorization increase by 100x, what he's gonna do is basically like, okay, thanks retail for doing this. He retweeted the video of the podcast clip yesterday. No, he didn't. Did he really? No, he didn't. No way. Hold on. No, he didn't. Where is this? Did he actually do that? If he did that, he's a wild boy. Warrior cycle. 20 hours ago. Oh, he did. Oh. Okay. All right. So it looks like it's confirmed. Well, all right. He retweeted it. That's actually why I didn't know that. MJ, thanks for that info. That's very interesting. Okay, so now let's think through this. So there's two different options for what Tom Lee could be doing. If he is building, again, let's kind of work through this again. So maybe I'll talk a little bit about this in a video today with you guys, because he did retweet this. That's very interesting. I want to get a screenshot of that first before he like undoes it, just to make sure we have that. Okay. So remember, Gamma, pay attention everybody. Gamma is the highest on at the money options. Okay? So that means that deltas are going to be the most sensitive at the money. Now, if you have slightly out of the money options, you can see Gamma ramp up. It's not a Gamma ramp, it's just you can see Gamma increase, which then as price continues to go up and up and up and up, the deltas get exponentially higher up until they get to their highest point, and then they start coming down. But it still forces the market makers to purchase more shares. So depending on what the strikes are, it will tell us what his goals are. So the first one is selling the puts, buying the out-of-the-money calls. Basically helps finance a gamma squeeze because it's a double. There's quad U. That's the first level. So, because it's a double buy from the counterparty of the transaction. Because, like we were talking about in the video yesterday, when you sell a put, you're long delta. So whoever's the counterparty to that transaction will need to be, hold on. They're short delta because I'm long. Yeah, so if you sell a put, you're long delta. The counterparty is short delta. In order to hedge the short delta position, you have to go figure out how to buy something that's long delta, which would then be to go out and buy a spot. So forcing the market makers to buy. Same thing on the call side. When you buy a call, you're long delta. So then the counterparty to that transaction is short delta. So then you would then the counterparty would then have to go out yet again and purchase Ethereum in order to delta hedge. So that's one option. The second thing is that if Tom Lee was selling these puts to then finance in the money calls, what he's doing is he's saying, once we get this authorized share count increase, he can exercise those call options and buy the Ethereum at a lower price than what it's currently trading at, almost instantly creating, I think it would create an MNAV increase. I think he immediately does it. It's just like a boom, instant. You're buying it lower, you immediately have a gain on it. Especially if he's offsetting a lot of the cost of those in the money calls from the sold puts. That's the important part, because it would just balance out if he was buying the calls and then buying the ETH, and then exercising and buying the ETH. He would actually probably make less money if Ethereum were to go up. But if he's financing it with sold puts, then it makes a lot of sense. You're creating not free money, but you're creating more money. Which is very interesting. So, we'll see what happens. I mean, Ethereum looks good, I think. Where is it right now? Depro, alright. MJ, thanks for telling me that. I did not know that he retweeted that yesterday. if ETH moves higher, the structure becomes highly leveraged to the upside. Yeah, but it's not. So what people are doing, like this Bmnr Bulls account, is saying if ETH moves higher, that structure becomes highly leveraged to the upside. That's not the important part. The important part is not the actual gains on the position that Tom Lee could make. It's the overall buying pressure that comes in from the delta hedging. That's the important part. They're talking about leverage and stuff. It's like, yeah, you don't really want it to be levered. It kind of already is going to move like that. But that's not what you want. You want them to accumulate, stake, and then compound. That's what you want. Which is what they're doing. So that's very interesting. I'll be probably talking about that a little bit more in a video today. That's so crazy if he's doing that. Oh, Depro just flashed up. That's nice. Flywheel accumulation. ETH 10K end of the month? Okay. Settle down. Settle down. Forcing delta hedging with a massive position, or is it not just massive position because of the market cap of ETH? Is that not the definition of market manipulation? I mean, it's close, Johnny. It's close. If you think about what happened with GameStop and AMC, it wasn't market manipulation because it was so widespread. You can't classify like the investor base as a group or a class because there are just too many of them. With the Bmnr though, if they're the only one doing it, then kind of. But like, if you look at the price action of it, it's not really doing anything. I mean, kind of here. This is kind of the initial signs of the delta hedging. But you guys got to realize, this is, like, gamma squeezes end up in shark fins, okay? All squeezes, they're shark fins. This is what I mean by a shark fin. Ready? This is a shark fin. Where's it? This is kind of also a shark fin. This is a great example of a shark fin, where it goes rip, rip. Where's another one? This is another good example of a shark fin. It's just look at the points on the chart where it looks like a shark fin. That's what I call them. That's why I'm always talking about like Ethereum and Bmnr in the crypto market from a perspective of a trade, not investing in it. If I want to invest in anything, I'm just going to buy Ethereum, you know? Bmnr can be very fun to trade though. You're FOMOing on SLV so hard right now? Well, how about this? Don't do that. How about don't? How about next time I have a great idea in the metals market, you listen. Like, how about that? How about don't doubt the swing king? Ooh, RKLB could be fun. I'm really liking how RGTI looks. Should you go by XAIR? What the hell is that? Beyond Air? All right, Jesse, that was funny. That was Jesse. That was good rage right there. All right, that was good. I like that. That was funny. Also, we are what 11 likes away from 50. We should be able to hit that. Guys, you've been slacking big time on the like button on the stream. Remember, I'm live every day for you guys here at 10:30 a.m. Eastern. Make sure you guys have notifications turned on for the channel. That is very interesting that Tom Lee retweeted that clip. That was good rage. Did you just search for stocks that are up the most today and then just ask me if you should buy it? That was good. That was funny. It's a good thing I recognized your name, because if I didn't recognize the name that said that, we would have just started a 10-minute rant about like how stupid that is and just like how dumb, like this terrible like behavior that retail has, like buying stocks after they're up so much. Like, it's a good thing I recognize most of you guys. That would have unlocked the rage monster. CARR? No, not yet. Not yet. Nah, I don't know about this. I mean, RKLB was fun in here. Did some fun moves on this thing. See, these bases off of the 200s can be fun. That's why I'm looking at a lot of them, like RGTI or like D-Pro. See? Uh-oh, nuke. They're nuking it. Is 3,000 to invest enough to get started with LTMP? Yeah, I mean, Randall, I've had people start with like, I mean, you guys in here can probably like have a better like anecdote of this, but I know I've seen people with like $500 come in and turn it into like 5-10 grand. Yeah, 3,000 is definitely enough. They also retweeted the video of Tevis, so 2 times the same video. Who's that? Oh, yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah, this is great. I mean, Dawn over here, look at this. LTMP 2026 is off to a great start. She's up 47.5% on her account to start the year. Guys, I don't know why everybody in the market does not operate the way we do. You just have to listen. Like, Baba, 131%. Mando, congratulations. Like, look at this here. eBay, 40%. AMD, PL over here, 300%. Boeing, 316%. eBay, 106%. What else do we have here? Beam. Look at the Beam chart yesterday, guys. Did you guys see this? Beam. Bang, 300%. Look at this over here. We got more. $4,800 on Novo. 100% on APLD. We've had some crazy ones. I think, what's his name? Catch Me If You Can this morning was like, yeah, my runners on SLB too are up 4,500%. You started investing last week. You're clueless in every possible way. Well, there is a lot of investing stuff within LTMP, but the vast majority of what we're doing is trading. For most people, just like, especially to start, just allocating just a set amount of money into the S&P every single week is most likely the smartest thing to do. Little S&P, little QQQ, little IDWM, maybe throwing some Dow in there, call it a day. Then, again, because like I'll have, in terms of like ideas for individual names, I have between like, I don't know, 5 and 10 really high quality ones every single year, and I hammer them. You sent a ticker into market chat. Thoughts? Did you say? I see what you're saying. I don't really like it. It's a little wonky and extended. I just looked at it, Adrian. But yeah, Randall, it's definitely enough to get started. If you want to learn how to like take advantage of like all of these amazing short-term opportunities in the market, absolutely. But you should also have separate accounts for investing. I also barely look at my investment accounts because they're set up in a way where it's just like, let them rip. Think about it. I mean, I own AMD at 1139. EMA? I mean, yeah, it doesn't make that much of a difference. I mean, they're going to be at different levels. It's just the EMAs weight more recent price action more, which I like. That's why I use EMAs, not MAs. So, but all right, guys, D-Pro's moving back up. Crypto's looking interesting. So, yeah, be on the lookout for a video later today. And, again, I'll throw the link to LTMP in here for you guys one last time before we jump off for today. I have so many things I gotta do today. But yeah, there's the link. Again, use code January. You get your first month for $1 a day. You get access to both the full-length educational course curriculum series, the daily private live streams, the full watch list of stocks and cryptos that are about to explode before they do, the pre-market plans, the single stock research reports, the access to the whole community. You can ask me questions at basically any hours of the day. Just for all of you guys, too, that are jumping in, make sure that you connect your Discord account to your WAP account. If that's the case, you'll be automatically let in and you're good to go. And then, what else? Start with the course videos. I'll never message you on Discord, so if you, if you say that you message me on Discord, I'm not going to use it just because, and WAP. Don't message me on WAP either. I won't see that. That, it will take forever for me to see. Twitter or Instagram, I'll see the messages. Those are the easiest way to reach me if you have questions. Or just, send me a message in Market Chat. So, guys, I will see you guys later. I'll be in the chats with you in LTMP. See if D-Pro can get back above 10. That'd be nice. And then we'll kind of watch the crypto market, see what it wants to do, and then really just seeing if we can get that break on RGTI, IONQ, and then that true break there on Quad U, which is around 20. That's kind of the main entry. The kind of early one was 1980. So, all right, guys. I will see you guys later. See you guys all in LTMP. Wait, hold on. AMTM is ripping? Hold on. Is it? Oh, yeah, that's another great one. That was a nasty move there, guys. That was another nasty one. Guys, these moves aren't going to stop. All right, I'll see you guys later. Peace.